Hey, Stinky. Pretty good. Yourself? Yeah, that's not fun. Well, in a couple of ways, it's almost worse because then you feel like you just do shuttle runs and save on renting the truck. Uh, and so you're constantly loading up more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was not what I expected. Yeah. Are you hearing me echo? Okay. I think I figured it out. The YouTube is delayed by 30 seconds. So I was hearing myself echo 30 seconds later on YouTube. Uh, yeah, let's see. Not a problem. Trying to figure this out. Hey, Major. Hey, Tacos. Hey, Sniper. Let's see. I guess I should share this. Hey, Wick. I'm just trying to figure out. I need about 3 more monitors. Give it just a minute or two more, and then we'll go ahead. Um, okay. Okay, so uh, I don't really have a schedule or a agenda for today. I'm just going to go ahead and get started with everything set up. The videos are out there, so if you haven't watched them, I'd recommend watching them. Otherwise, it's just if you have questions you want to dive deeper into, if there are specific things you want to ask questions about, things that were confusing, or maybe something that wasn't covered in as much depth or that you were confused about, now is the time to go ahead and ask, and I will do my best to answer any questions you have. So this is going to be more of a Q&A rather than me presenting everything I've already recorded to you. Yeah, so the floor is open to questions. All right, so let's try a different route since it's kind of quiet in here. If you've watched the video, what we'll go a different route. What recommendations do you have for the presentation of the information? I've never really asked for feedback, and I probably should have. Ah, okay. Um, is anyone else not watch it? Okay, so Wick, you haven't watched it either. Uh, Tacos, Sniper, I'm sure you've watched it. Or Major, have you either of you watched it? Okay. So you were all looking at this as a, rather than watching the video, a chance to come in and watch the presentation. Okay. We can cover that. We can alternate on the fly. Let me go ahead and just adjust a couple of things right here. There we go. All right. So this is going to be a slightly more bridged version. It took me an hour to go through the whole presentation, but I'll try and slim that down a little bit going through it. But we'll go ahead and get started. Um, the first things, the usual things that we do when the season starts, you want to try and be online at reset. In the first 9 minutes and 59 seconds after reset, you'll want to hit a Doomwalker 160 or higher because the map transitions at the 10-minute mark. The other thing I didn't put in the video presentation that I forgot to, you'll also want to send 4 trucks out because you'll get your trucks instant return. So at 9 minutes and 30 seconds, you just want to spam send your trucks and hope they don't get hit because there'll be a lot of people hunting, but there's going to be a very short time window for them to hunt as well. Correct. It's just for that first 10 minutes after reset on Monday before the map changes, because the map changes at 10 minutes. It'll kick us all out. We'll be offline. Everyone's going to frantically be trying to log back in. Eventually, we'll log back in. But so, yeah. Once we transition, you want to hit a Doomwalker again. One of the very first things you'll want to, one of the second thing you'll want to do. The first thing you'll want to do is reset your profession to grab the skills on the right side so that you get all of the profession bonus experiences from things like killing zombies, building buildings, and things like that. You'll want to do that first, and then you'll want to hit a Doomwalker 190 plus. And from that point out throughout the season, your first Doomwalker kill every single day needs to be a Doomwalker 190 plus. If you can't kill one yourself, join a rally of someone who can. And go that route. Don't try and join 250s if you're not going to be able to necessarily help kill them unless you ask and everything's there, but join a 220 or a 230 or whatever it is. Don't hit 160s, 170s, 180s. Those are good, but the max amount of stone you can get is going to be from a 190 plus, and that's going to be important. I'll show you the math a little bit later. You'll also want to have your radar mission saved. That's because every season there's a seasonal radar mission, and so you'll want a queue of radar missions saved up so then when the map transitions over, you'll have the ability to pop the seasonal radar mission. So what that means is since it's going to be Monday, you get points for radar missions. You just want to wait 10 minutes to collect your versus points for collecting radars. You don't want to pop your radar missions till 10 minutes after the map transitions. And then as always with the quartz workshops, so those are the base level. You'll have 4 of those, 5 of them if you buy the weekly pass. You do not want to max level those. You want to raise them evenly. So again, just like we've seen in previous seasons, raise your Quartz Workshop and the first one, so Quartz Workshop 1, raise it until you unlock the second one. Then ignore the first one, raise the second one until you unlock the third one. Then ignore the first 2 and raise the third one until you unlock the fourth one, and then at that point raise them all evenly. If you have the weekly pass, also raise it evenly. But until you have all 4 workshops unlocked, do not max one out. The return on investment is the exact same. So if you just get 1 to 30 right away, the only thing you're doing is slowing down how fast you can create quartz. Quartz, as we will see here shortly, is the thing that you use to upgrade the more important buildings. So again, just after reset, don't go hog wild. Upgrade the first one, it's either 10 or 15. Then upgrade the second one, it's either 10 or 15. Upgrade the third one, it's either 10 or 15. Upgrade the fourth one, it's either 10 or 15. And then upgrade the fifth one if you get the weekly pass, 10 or 15, and then raise them all evenly. Okay, so the basics, soil wars, gold dust wars. This season, they're copper wars as just terminology. So we're going to be fighting the copper wars. Stone is the base material, the seasonal material. Quartz workshops are the base one. That's the thing that generates most of your quartz. Quartz is the more advanced seasonal material, obviously, and it's used to build the optoelectric labs. The optoelectric lab is not the lighthouse, that's a separate building. But the optoelectric lab is the thing that gives you your virus resistance. A lot of the basics are the exact same as last season. Yes, Wick. It's not until we get into some of the activities that it really changes. But it is very much a lot like season two and season three. Um, as we look in here, okay, there. Oh, the J Wave is in YouTube. Great. Let's end up taking the slide screenshots from the presentation, but okay. I see the question, Jay. I'll follow up afterwards. Optoelectric labs, virus resistance. So yeah, same thing. Um, there is a new. There are now a new additional buildings. So season two we had your furnace gave you your virus resistance, and you had your coal mines or whatever they were. Season three we also had the protectors field. Now in season four you're going to have your Quartz Workshop as a seasonal building. You're going to have your Optometric Lab as a seasonal building. The Protectors Field Returns as a seasonal building. And now you'll have the Lighthouse as well. The Lighthouse will look really sexy. Ignore it. You'll want to upgrade it or repair it. And then as long as it just uses iron and food and gold to upgrade, okay, upgrade it. It doesn't really matter. But once it starts taking stone to upgrade or quartz to upgrade, I can't remember which one it is, do not upgrade the lighthouse anymore until your optoelectric lab is maxed out and your workshops are maxed out. The reason for that is the lighthouse will give a little bit of virus resistance, but not a lot. So it's another one of those where I believe you can raise it to level 10 just using gold, iron, and food, and then past 10 is when it starts taking seasonal resources. So you'll take the lighthouse up to level 4. The other thing uh, the other thing about season 4 or the lighthouse are the zombie power generators. As you level up the lighthouse, you'll be able to build additional zombie power generators. Obviously, they give you more energy, so you can keep the lighthouse on longer without running out of energy. Um, But those again, when you have options to, you'll want to build them. I think there's only one level for those. It was a little confusing what I was trying to find, so I'm not 100% sure. But those are going to be important because every time you build a zombie powered generator, you gain a new survivor that I think it's a seasonal only survivor of an electrician. And the electrician does a lot of things, and I'll cover those later on. But that's why you'll want to have the zombie powered generators. And the protector's field returns, believe once you repair it, it'll revert to level 10. Anything higher than that will take seasonal resources, just leave it at level 10. Protectors decided that they want to help you out infinitely, so every season the Protector's Field's going to return, but it's always going to be the last thing you upgrade unless there's something new that's discovered. So just a few things as we head into the end of the week. Go light on Buster Day. Season 4 is going to kill a lot of your Doom Elites, or a lot of your soldiers as you try and kill Doom Elites and level up, because virus resistance kicks ass. And once you kill, but in season, so right now killing a Doom Elite 35 gives you more RSS than killing a Doom Elite 30. But in season, if it holds to what it did last season, there won't be a difference between killing a Doom Elite 50 and a Doom Elite 20. So in season, once the map transitions, if you're just trying to use up stamina, look for a Doom Elite level that you don't lose any troops, and it just test it out to make sure. But it probably doesn't matter what level you kill when you're trying to use up stamina. Doom Elites will give you roughly the same. As always, just you should be killing Doom Elites one at a time by sending Monica on that squad because that'll return the most RSS. Uh, okay, Wick, to your question, zombie strength. Uh, from what I have seen, it's kind of similar to past seasons. The zombie resistance kicks everybody's ass, and I'll be covering that a little bit more. But I don't believe the zombies at the highest levels are going to be super problematic once you reach max resistance, but I'm not 100% sure. So new buildings, the overview, obviously Optoelectric Lab is the new really strong building that gives virus resistance. Quartz Workshop is the one that gives you the quartz. My recommendation is treat seasonal buildings, at least these two, as separate from verses. If these are present, pop them. The reason for that is if you leave a Quartz Workshops as a present, it's not generating that additional 720 quartz per hour, and so you're losing out on additional quartz. So as much as we want to win verses, it's more important to us moving closer to the center and scoring well in uh, the season copper wars, that you pop your quartz workshops as quickly as possible to get as much quartz as possible to upgrade your optometric lab. And obviously optometric lab, if it's a present, pop it, because then you can go after the next level of doom elites. Next level, or next stop, we've got the lighthouse and the zombie power generators. Covered those before. I'm not going to go into much more detail. Wait until the optometric lab is maxed before you put any seasonal resources in this. And then the protector's field, wait until the lighthouse is maxed before you put anything into the protector's field. But it will be coming back. So in general, use stone as quickly as you get it to build the quartz workshops and quartz to build the optometric labs, RSS to upgrade the lighthouse to the point that it starts costing seasonal resources, then stop. If your protector's field's not already at a spot where it takes seasonal resources only, go ahead, but once it takes seasonal resources, just wait. So we just kind of covered through all of that information in there. Uh, Things to do every day. Hit a Doomwalker 190 every day. Hit 3 on every other Sunday when we have the Doomsday event. That's because when we have the Doomsday event, when the Wilson Sluggers come out, your first 3 Doomwalkers give first bloods. So if you were to hit Doomwalker 190 Doomwalkers every day and 3 on Sunday, giving you the maximum amount of 207,000 stone, you'd be able to get 13 million, over 13 million stone just from killing Doomwalkers, the first blood every day. And that's enough to upgrade 2 full workshops and have a little bit left over. That's how valuable hitting Doomwalkers every day of a 190 plus are. Obviously, if you hit less than that, you still get stone, but you get less stone. So in order to get the most amount of stone you can to upgrade buildings as quickly as you can, you'll want to hit 190s only. And I know I'm harping on that, and I think for the most part it doesn't really matter to this group. Everyone knows that, but that's the math behind why it's so valuable. Hero return tickets. So there's going to be a new tab, or a tab that returns to the tavern, and so you'll have your heroes recruitment tickets and hero return recruitment tickets. The hero return recruitment tickets, use them as you feel comfortable the first week. Do not wait for verses. They are at their most valuable on day 1. So any that you've got in inventory, I would strongly recommend that as soon as you've changed professions, as soon as you've hit your Doom Elite 190 after map reset, then use your hero return recruitment tickets at that point. Um, Depending on your strength and where you're at, you can either use them throughout that first week, or if you have a bunch of them, just stop using them. Use what you have on hand and then collect the rest for season 5. But once the first week is over, stop using hero return recruitment tickets and save them for season 5. The reason why hero return recruitment tickets should be used immediately, and you don't want to save them for versus day, even though they come with versus points, is because each ticket has a 10% chance to give 1,000 stone or 1,000 quartz. And so if you have 100 tickets, now you've got 10,000 stone on average and 10,000 quartz on average. Uh, so the first couple of days of the season, that makes a pretty big difference. By the end of the season, if you get 10 tickets, you've got a chance to get 1,000 stone and 1,000 quartz, and that's not that big of a difference. So at that point, you'll want to start hoarding them for season 5. So hero return recruitment tickets, like my plan is to use them at the start of the uh, season on day 1, and then save everything after I've used what I've stockpiled for season 5. When it comes to Doom Elites, just be patient. We do want everyone to try to kill higher and higher Doom Elites. Feel free to ask for help, but also please be cognizant of the level you're going after. If you see a Doom Elite where Rocto and Vet Dude and Halpy and Dangle and D2 come back and three of them are burning, don't ask for help with that Doom Elite level. That's just going to be a lot of killed troops. So please just be cognizant if the strongest of the alliance are killing a Doom Elite 39, for example. A 37 should be relatively easy for them all to kill, and asking for help at that point would be fine. Just don't ask for the 39. Don't try to be bleeding edge, because we're going to be burning a lot of troops, and we need the bigs to have those troops to capture strongholds because they'll also be burning a lot of troops capturing strongholds. So just be cognizant. We will try and get everyone up. Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially if you feel like you're falling behind, because often if you are behind, there's going to be a lot of different players that won't lose any troops helping you get caught up. So do please ask. Just be cognizant of the level that we are going to. Age of Oil is always valuable to have, just for the reason of you are able to rebuild troops for Buster Day and other activities. So I'd recommend that for anyways. Those are relatively inexpensive researches that give a lot of bang for the buck. But at this point, a couple of days out, it's not going to be that big of a difference one way or another. But yes, if you're looking for something to spend money on, those are fairly, or spend money on, spend resources on, those are the Age of Oil troop speed increases, cost reduction. Those are all good ones to use. Those are always going to be good. So in general, quick thing, you want as much quartz as you can to upgrade optometric labs as quickly as you can, because as soon as you can get those workshops maxed and the lighthouses maxed, that means then you can start using your uh, stone and quartz to upgrade the lighthouse, and then later on upgrade the protector's field. When it comes to profession, most of your profession XP comes from building buildings. So you'll want to be getting as many resources as you possibly can in order to level your profession as quickly as you can to 100. And then once it's 100, we'll talk about tactical fragments here in a bit. Um, the basics, the seasonal deco is the Silver Claw. That's the Doggo driving the fire truck, so click on those to get your speed ups for likes. If you have the Year of the Dragon, make sure it's in your base, which you should. That gives you 10% more gold from the gold farms. Sarah is the hero that goes UR. You'll want to upgrade her. It's in week 3. If her Wall of Honor is at 160, you'll get her to 5-star. Remember, any Wall of Honor shards get refunded to you, and any skill medals get refunded. So you want to wait until Thursday in week 3, even though she's available for upgrade at the start of the week, and put all of your purple shards in, put all of your skill medals into her that you have on hand, hit the reset, they all come back. Now, typically in the past, we've said, Scarlet being an exception. Scarlet was really good within Atom as a tank, as a squad option. Mason was kind of whatever, wasn't as strong. Violet wasn't as strong. But Sarah will, until you have Morrison upgraded. If you run an air squad, Sarah is going to be a really strong addition to your air squad that will replace Morrison. So eventually Morrison will replace Sarah because she doesn't get her own exclusive weapon. Morrison will be stronger once his exclusive weapon comes out. But if it's not a bad thing that once you upgrade Sarah to put her 5 stars, max out her skills, and then put her in your air squad in place of Morrison if you don't run the Turtle Air Squad. So if you're running just a standard Carly, Diva, Morrison, Skylar, Lucius Air Squad, just replace Morrison once you've got Sarah fully decked out. And she'll do that until you've got Mason's EW in Season 5. So Sarah will actually be really valuable, and she'll also continue, even at that point, to be super valuable for code bosses and rampage bosses. So Sarah's actually going to be a valuable hero to, especially if you run an air squad as your primary squad. EWs, they've swapped the order. It's been tank, then air, then missile. Now we see it's air, then missile, then tank is the last one. So Lucius comes out on day 4, Adam comes out on day 18, and Williams comes out on day 39. Seasonal trading posts are back, or the trading posts are back. This will include the trading post wars as well. Just same thing as we did last season. You'll want to use your 20 allocated daily purchases if you have the diamonds on Alliance controlled trade posts first, then trade posts owned by 1449 second, then trade posts owned by, and I don't think you should ever get there, but if you do, trade posts owned by our group when it comes to the soil wars rather than the other side. And that's just because as we'll get more diamond eggs back in chat and other things as it comes back. So plus you get a slightly better rate if you're buying from the alliance and if you're buying from anybody else. So just check the owner of the trade posts if you're buying with diamonds, and that's all coming back. I think the fights are going to be the same if you're able to get up that early. West Coast, so they were always way too early for me. But trade posts are back. The electrician, I told you I'd get back to this. Every time you build a zombie power generator, you add 4 new or you'll add 1 new electrician. Each electrician can be assigned to a squad, which will give the squad light as they move through the world map, because if they don't have a squad assigned to them as they move through the world map, or an electrician assigned to the squad, when there are debuffs for being in the dark, because Season 4 is all about darkness, as you could have figured out with the lighthouse as the new building. Your electricians will allow your squad to not suffer the debuffs as they go out and move around through the map. And then as you get your lighthouse up to max level, you'll eventually end up with 4 generators and 4 electricians. You don't have to always assign them to squads. They'll also have other valuable items. You can send them to other alliance members, like we had the cure planes, recon planes in season 1. We had the send to heat up in season 2, etc. It'll be that same type of thing. If an alliance member needs light, you can send them your electrician, and you'll get some profession XP back from that. In addition, there are certain activities throughout the week that, or throughout the season, that will also have value with when it comes to um, electricians. So like Divine Tree and Divine Mountain are 2 that are coming up. You can send your electrician out to those events to help light them up, and once they're lit up, then you'll have access to rewards from those. So you'll be using your electrician a fair bit throughout the season, either to assign to a squad so you can send them marching in the world after zombies in the dark, or to different activities that occur throughout the season. Copper Wars, obviously this is it. The big thing is we want to upgrade our Alliance Center as quickly as possible. Once it reaches certain milestones, it starts generating quartz for everyone in the Alliance, oil for everyone in the Alliance, and Magatamas for everyone in the Alliance. The Magatamas are the new currency for the thing that replaced the Desert Bazaar. So just there's various ways to get those. There's a shop, we'll cover that in a little bit, but the big thing is we're going to try and capture land as quickly as we can to upgrade the Alliance Center as quickly as we can in order to get the benefits to everyone. So the sooner we can capture land, the sooner we start generating quartz, oil, and Magatamas. So here's where the virus resistance comes in. And this is something that the second part of this is what I don't think people always understand. First, the baseline, if your virus resistance level is less than 60% of the zombie's virus level, you lose no matter what. So it could be a 2 million strength zombie and you could have a 60 million squad, but if its virus resistance level, or its virus level, is 1,000 and your resistance level is 200, you will lose. uh, I don't think that seems to be the case across the board. So there's a certain level at which you always lose, but it's based on resistance level, not necessarily the strength of the zombies. And so as you can see here, raising your virus resistance level is critical to getting above that 60% threshold so you're able to start hitting bigger and bigger zombies. Now, virus resistance has two impacts, one that you see and one that you have to dig through the combat logs to see. The first one is you deal less damage. So if you see it, it says, hey, this virus, your virus resistance level is 80%, you'll do 80% of the damage. Okay, so that means when you hit zombies, you're not going to be dealing as much damage, but you'll lose fights that you'll feel like you should have won. That's because there's the second half of this. And if you break into the logs, and look into the power, it'll say, and the zombies did X% more damage. So if you're at 80%, the zombies may also be dealing 400% more damage to you if you've got 80% of the resistance level of their virus level. That's why it's not just you doing less damage, but they're hitting you harder as well. Doomwalkers don't have virus resistance levels, so those are unaffected, but definitely be aware of that for when you're hitting Doom Elites and World Zombies. And I cut someone off. Nope. Okay. Um, so the other part, just a word here, I wouldn't change anything. Whatever your top squad is, your top squad. Uh, Pure air squads tend to be, on average, the most effective against world zombies, as world zombies tend to do mostly energy-based damage, and uh, Carly and Lucius are both skilled to mitigate that. So generally, uh, air squads are really strong for this part. Rallies and understanding how virus resistance works with rallies. So when it comes to rallies, the virus resistance works by everyone uses the rally leader's virus resistance, unless an individual is a higher resistance, then that individual and just that individual uses theirs. So if the rally leader has 5,000 resistance and everyone else is 5,000 or less, the rally uses 5,000. Everyone in the rally uses 5,000. That's why we try to have people who may not even necessarily be as strong but have higher virus resistance lead the rallies against strongholds so that everyone can use their higher virus resistance level. Um, but conversely, if you have someone that starts a rally with 5,000 virus resistance and someone joined with 5,600, that individual and only them would get to use their individual 5,600 resistance level for factoring in damage dealt and everything else. So Rally Leader will help bring everyone up to their level, but if you're higher, don't be afraid to join because you will use your own virus resistance level. Really quickly, as we look at strongholds, the way strongholds work is when a stronghold is attacked, it has X number of zombie squads that defend it. Each time you kill one of those squads, it reduces the strength of the stronghold by X%. So basically, you have to kill squads in order to capture strongholds. The thing is, if you only damage a squad, that squad goes back to full strength for the next fight. So this is a big reason why we really strongly just try to get just bigs, and we don't want people YOLOing joining stronghold attacks because it ends up taking more hits, which kill more troops. Is because if you hit a squad, and even if you're able to kill 30% of that squad, the bigs may not have enough troops left on theirs to be able to also kill that squad that has 30% left. And so that does nothing. That's why we, especially early on, the first ones, usually level 1 and level 2 strongholds, most people can join without much of a problem. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are where it becomes really problematic. And so please be aware of the strongholds. There may be a point late on where we're slowed down by the mechanics of the game and everyone's got their virus resistance level up and maybe it doesn't matter as much. But especially once we start hitting stronghold 3s, it becomes really important that we just have people that are strong and high virus resistance hitting the strongholds, because otherwise it'll just cost a lot more troops, and those are troops that otherwise would be spent on helping to kill Doom elites. So just being aware of that will be valuable. And again, just a reminder, you don't get credit for attacking strongholds. That's cities. Everybody's free to attack cities. That's not a problem. Don't worry about that. This has nothing to do with cities. If there's an attack on city, go hog wild. For strongholds, it's garrisoning. That's why we cycle people in and out. So don't worry that your troops aren't dying on strongholds. There's plenty of things for your troops to die on. We're just trying to get to the center of the map as efficiently as possible in order to start getting the rewards from maximizing the Alliance Center. Um, and then going through the basic things again. So, professions, season 4. I told you I'd get back to professions at the beginning. Level cap is 100. So if you're already profession level 100, you will not level up your profession any level anymore. Instead, those profession levels or the profession experience you would have gotten becomes converted into tactical fragments. These tactical fragments, as you can see, are used for upgrading the tactics cards. Tactics cards are the new big thing that changes, and I'll cover them in a little more detail, but there is so much to go through. I'm not going to dive super deep into them, in part because I still don't fully understand them. I've read a bunch, watched a bunch, but it's still got to see it to understand it. But what this means is if you're not profession level 100, we want you to press as hard as you can to get to profession level 100 so you can start generating those tactical fragments. So you have the fragments to upgrade your tactics cards to get you stronger throughout the season. Um, Again, the seasonal skills, seasonal profession skills are going to be super valuable, and we'll cover those in a little bit or right now. So what are the key seasonal profession skills? And I'm not going to go through the main tree because at this point you should have mostly figured that out or have questions and you can talk about it. But uh, building inspiration, combat experience, and professional insights are critical early on. Uh, these are the things that give you more profession, more experience for upgrading buildings, for killing zombies, and then just every 24 hours giving you free profession experience. Max these out. This is also why we want you to reset your professions before you go out in the world map and start killing zombies and building buildings so that you get every ounce of benefit out of these skills that you possibly can in order to level up your profession as quickly as possible, or if you've hit 100, generate as many tactical fragments as you can. Top up experience is going to be valuable when you start getting electricians because you start getting benefits from your electricians doing things on the world map. So as your electricians do things, they generate profession experience, which then is going to generate tactical fragments for you. And finally, double exchange is basically free seasonal resources. This should be maxed out as well. You're basically always going to be trading 2,000 or 25,000 stone for 50,000 quartz. And it's just a way to get a 2-for-1 deal every 24 hours, or this is 48 hours, every 48 hours. It's absolutely worth it. You should absolutely take this. It's going to be super valuable, and you should use it on cooldown. Try and use it as close to reset every other day as you can to always keep it active. Situationally, some of the profession skills that on the right side that are going to be valuable are going to be contaminated land, especially as we move around the map, capturing land. To being able to teleport directly into the mud is going to be valuable in saving alliance teleporters and free teleporters. So contaminated land teleporter is going to be conditionally useful for parts of the season. It can also be useful during soil copper wars when if a nuke goes off and you want to jump into the mud. Trade discount just saves you diamonds when buying from alliance trade posts. Not a bad thing, always good. Fragile spell. This is going to be more useful when we start getting into copper wars. If you send a desert protector squad against an enemy and defeat them, you do bonus durability damage, as you can see, up to 5,000. So if you send 2 protector squads against someone and you've got the skill maxed out at 5 of 5, you're going to deal 6,000 durability damage in 2 hits in instant, or uh, 12,000 durability damage in 2 hits, and instantly ash them and move them across the map. So this is, especially if you have a lot of protectors, desert protectors, this is a really useful ability if you're going to be PvPing a lot. And since we're going to be defending, this is always going to be something useful when attacking or defending. So it should be something that everyone considers. And then Electrician Rally Cry, I'm not 100% sure what this does. I will see in map, but just be aware of it. It's probably going to be situationally useful. It may be if you don't have light, being able to get light, but we'll see what it is. Now, situationally useful. Flare becomes the new firebomb or whatever the thing was in the Greenify. It's a 9 by 9 radius or 9 by 9 square thing where you create light. So this is important because it can reveal these Monokinekos, which are the things that are replacing the sphinxes. They're a sushi restaurant event type of thing, and you go through there, and we'll cover that in a little bit later on. Lightfall is a PvP ability. If you defeat somebody and breach their defenses, you actually extinguish their light, so they start taking damage, or they start having debuffs based on not having light. This is a varying strength. If they're inside their alliance center, it's obviously not going to be as powerful as if, for example, they're attacking in the mud and attacking us in the mud, and they don't have their alliance center nearby to provide light. Now they don't have light, and they'd be suffering environmental debuffs. And as you can see here, it also randomly forces a few electricians away, keeping them without light. So it becomes really hard because others see them go out and can't send their electricians to light them up, or they can, but they get sent back home. So uh, good PvP skill during Copper Wars. Disruption Mine is a seasonal mine. Omni Summon. Uh, I'm not 100% sure how this works, to be honest. I think this is it's not the mummy because the mummy summon is back as well. I didn't list it as here, but that's the level 100 skill. It's still there. So we'll have to play around with this. I'm not 100% sure what it does, but it will be something to keep an eye on. But it's probably highly valuable in a situational space. As you can see here, cooldown of 48 hours, 2 days. It's got something valuable there. Blood Knight Hunter, Blood Knight Teleport, and Hunting Inspiration are going to be valuable if you take part in the Blood Knight Hunter event, which is different than Blood Knight Descends event. The Blood Knight Hunter event is a PvP event. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I believe you have to have Blood Knight Hunter in order to take part. And if you Blood Knight Hunter teleport, it's going to be very valuable to be able to move around the map, and we'll cover that in a little bit. But mobility is going to be important, and then just the hunting inspiration is going to be dependent on your playstyle. It will give a lot of professional experience, but to get value out of it, you have to ash uh, well, not Ash. You have to force players out of the event. Everyone in the event has basically 3 hits. If you're hit and defeated 3 times by someone else in the event, you're out of the event. So you won't be completely ashed. You shouldn't be ashed as part of this, but it is something where you do have to be the one that scores the 3rd hit that kicks them out of the event in order to get benefit. So strong PvP players, it's going to be more valuable. Aggressive PvP players, it's going to be more valuable. More defensive-minded players, it's not going to be as valuable. So spend your points based on the type of player you are with that one. And then obviously there's always the profession skill that's for the memes. In this case, it's Desert Protectors. The shrinking spell. You hit them and they get smaller. Don't spend points on this. Uh, just don't. If you do it for the memes because you have nothing else to spend it on, go for it. But please don't spend points on this if you've got other things that are still valuable. So as we can said earlier, the other changes, Desert Bazaar becomes the Magatama shop. Obviously, the things you're going to buy here are seasonal resources first, so quartz and stone if they're available, and then tactics cards after that, and then go ahead and buy as you can. Just like the others, it's available all 56 days of the season. So at the end of the season, you'll probably have a uh, extra tokens and you're able to spend them on whatever. But the shop does restock every Monday with the weekly reset. Killed it. And the ways you'll get the things are first kills, seasonal goals, killing Oni generals and Oni wagons, which are something that occur, I believe, during the Blood Knight Descends event. So there'll be various ways to get the tokens that you spend in the shop. The new radar mission goes from exploring desert ruins to the Izakaya bar. In the Izakaya bar, it's the same thing. Every time you roll, you have an increasing chance of failure. Uh, so it's just the exact same thing. It's a radar mission. Personally, I would recommend just rolling until failure. because even if you only get to the bottom 2 or 3 times in the season, the very last reward is the one that has the most value by far. It's got seasonal medals and EWs. The second to last one has a seasonal medal and an EW. So if you get that far, some people decide to cut their losses at that point. But above that, it's just diamonds, RSS, and speed ups, things you've got lots of ways of earning. But there are very few ways of earning seasonal medals, and there's only a few more ways of earning EWs. So I would just recommend rolling until failure and just pressing your luck. The Manaki Nico, this is uh, the thing that I think replaces the Desert Sphinxes. I'm not sure if it does desert artifacts and doggos. Obviously, some of this is hard to find information on, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to find these locations, light them up. You can either do this by sending electricians with a squad, so your squad walks by it lit up, or you can teleport your base next to it and turn on your lighthouse, and that will light it up. Um, but then something happens, you get rewards. I, I wish I could tell you more on this. Some of these things are hard, not having gone through the season to be able to explain in detail. But if you see the sushi houses, those are the new sphinxes. Make sure you take part in them. Oh, that's right. I do have this. Sorry. There's so much going on this. I don't always remember what I have. Sushi restaurants. So this is actually what happens. It opens up a 9-stage mahjong event. If you've ever played mahjong, if you haven't, basically it's just tiles, additional grouping or combinations of tiles, 4 of each type, and you just click on 2 pairs or 2 of each type to match them. So like on this case, you could click on the 2 grapes, and that would pop open, and then you have access to the row underneath it. And then the tiles underneath you can see that are grayed out. When you remove the tiles on top of them or on the sides of them, then you have access to the tiles in the center. So it's kind of a strategy game about how to remove the tiles. That being said, the Last War Tutorial YouTube channel has apparently a playlist of all of the different combinations it could be here. So if you're struggling with this, Last War Tutorial YouTube channel will have you covered for that one. Tactics cards. There's way too much to go through. This is a 5 slides. I think I have 5 slides on it, even though I said it's way too much to go into. So there's a lot to cover. The basics. You can get tactics cards at any level in Season 4. It doesn't matter what your profession level is. However, you are unable to use tactics cards until you're at level 80. I think everyone in the Alliance is level 80 or very close to it, so everyone should be able to use profession or tactics cards from the start. That being said, you want to hit profession level 100 as quickly as you can, as we talked about at the beginning, because that's when you start generating the tactical fragments instead of XP, or XP gets converted into tactical fragments. A few things. Until we have more information, it is not a good idea to recycle tactics cards. One way to get tactical fragments to upgrade other cards is to recycle cards, but early on, until we understand the cards better and have some chance to see them, I recommend you don't recycle cards. You can always recycle them later. Never recycle the UR, the gold cards. The gold cards persist between seasons. So they're called core cards. As you can see, there's 3 types: core, battle, and resource. Battle and resource cards are seasonal. They will disappear at the end of the season. They'll be converted into profession XP. So uh, more information on this, but we may have everyone recycle all of their battle and resource cards before the end of day 56 in order to get them converted into tactical fragments. More will come on that in the future, but that would be at the very end of the season. We don't have to worry about that. That's not going to be a thing until after the Copper Wars are over. But core cards persist, so you never want to recycle core cards, especially because even though a card may not be valuable in the current season, it could be valuable in an upcoming season. Your active cards, you get out of all the cards you have, you get to mix and match them and decide which buffs you are going to have active for yourself. Uh, Based on those cards, it's always the same. You can always have 2 core cards active, 4 battle cards, and 4 resource cards. So it's not like you can have all 10 core cards active at the same time. It's always only just 2 of them. but you can swap them out anytime you want as long as all four of your squads or all three of your squads, however many squads you have, are back at your base. So, tactics cards are there's no cost to swap them out, and it's actually highly encouraged that you swap cards around because there will be some cards that are going to be very PvP focused, some cards that are going to be very uh, zombie killing focused, some cards that are going to be very resource generation focused, and it's going to be based on what your activities are, which cards you want to have currently assigned. You just have to recall all of your squads and then adjust your cards before you go back out. Um, oh, I covered everything on this slide deck. Uh, so cards have a main attribute. So every card has a core theme to it that's the main attribute that's unique to that card, and then three random attributes out of a list of like 20 different attributes. So what this may happen is you may end up with two copies of the same card with the same main attribute, but one card is far more valuable to you than another card because it's got far better random attributes. So there will be cases where you may have one card upgraded that's a battle or a resource card, and you may want to merge it into a weaker card of a different type because it's got far better um, attributes. The random attributes. So to give you an idea of what you are looking at here, obviously you can see three of them are directly just in PvP, deal more damage, more health, more defense. Uh, there's others that are for hero types. So you could get really lucky and say you have a tank main squad and you get a copy of a card that has three tank boosts as the random attributes, or you could get really unlucky and have one that's three aircraft boosts, even though your main is tank. And so you may want to that aircraft one may be one that you want to replace down the road even if the main ability is really good. Obviously, you can see some of them in here are kind of hot garbage. Boost load capacity is completely useless. Uh, Gathering march speed is quality of life, but it's not really powerful. So just looking at the different things in here, not everything is going to be as useful as others. So you'll just want to make sure that you look and see what it is and make sure you merge correctly because the way you get to upgrade cards are like decos. If you have multiple copies of a card, you can merge them together, or if you can use the tactical fragments like universal decoration shards to upgrade a card. Um, I'm pretty sure you get to choose if you have two cards of the same type. It's not automatically going to move the weaker into the stronger, but you'll want to make sure that you're looking at if you got two cards of the same type, which one has the better random attributes when you merge them together. And this is why you'll eventually recycle cards that you don't like that are battle or resource in order to generate tactical fragments to put them into better ones. But I would recommend strongly that at least for the first week or so until we get maybe because tactics cards that come out on day two I think or day four, until you get a little more experience and you see it, hold off on recycling any cards. And then obviously, how do you get tactical fragments? Earning profession experience. You'll get some from different activities. In addition to different activities will reward you with tactics cards themselves. You can obviously there's going to be packs for them and dismantling. And as I put in here, all of this don't core cards don't get recycled. Core cards persist, so you want to make sure you never recycle those. So Blood Knight, and I wish I had updated this. There's two versions of Blood Knight. There's Blood Knight Hunter and Blood Knight Descends. I've got a picture of Blood Knight Descends, but I think everything in here talks about Blood Knight Hunter. Again, I don't know why they name things so close, but basically Blood Knight Descends is that thing that's like the Scarlet Queen attacks. It's going to be the thing where the zombies attack us and try and capture our cities after we've captured them, where we have to send all of our troops. And I think that's kind of the theme behind it. There may be other activities that go on, wandering zombies and stuff like that that occur in Blood Knight Descends as well. Blood Knight Hunter is the event that starts in week 2. It's a PvP event. Uh, you're not going to get completely ashed, so because you can't get hit 7,000 times. You have basically 3 defense breaches, and then you're out of the event. The rewards in this, there's ranking rewards for how well you do. There's also individual rewards. So it's a 30-minute event for Blood Knight Hunter, even though this says 4 hours. And Blood Knight Hunter is what I'm talking about right now, not Blood Knight Descends. Blood Knight Hunter is 30 minutes. You'll want to start as close to 30 the start of the event as possible. It is kind of like winter storm where it'll occur during three different periods. So there'll be three different half-hour blocks where this is happening. But in order to get maximum rewards, you have to be in the event for at least 7 minutes to get your maximum individual rewards. So if you're smaller, you're probably going to be playing hide and seek. You're going to try and find a hole in a hive and hide in there so it takes longer for people to attack you and then be able to teleport away. During the Blood Knight Hunter event, you cannot use, if you're taking part, if you've turned yourself into a Blood Knight Hunter, you cannot use regular teleports. You can't use the the Alliance teleports or the just the advanced teleporters. You can only use the teleporters from the profession skill, is what I understand. So you're going to want to have at least some points in the teleporter if you're taking part in Blood Knight Hunter. There's also something about occasionally servers start closing down, and so it happens on all 8 servers at the same time, and so eventually it funnels everyone into one server for the 30 minutes and for a final battle royale type thing. But basically, if you're small, your goal is to hide for 7 minutes in order to maximize your individual rewards. If you're big, you're going to be hitting people. But it's absolutely a PvP event. Getting your base breached is what causes you to lose activity, so you want to make sure you don't get your base breached. Doom Elites and Zombies. So a change this season with the little zombies. And before there were the three different types, and you had to defeat all three different, or you could go after and defeat all three different types for seasonal rewards. This time, you only get first kills for one level at a time, and you get to pick your opponent. So if your strongest squad is tank, you'll want to pick zombies of the missile type. So that uh, I don't know if the rewards go up since you only get to attack once, 1 to 31 or 1 to 61 instead of 1 to 63 times, or if it's just the same. But basically, you're just going to pick the one that's your top squad is strongest against. So if your top squad is tank, go after missile zombies. If your top squad's air, go after tank zombies. And if your top squad's missile, go after air zombies. And that's for the little zombie first kills. Doom Elites, we covered about this. Uh, Once you get first blood or first kill, once you've killed that first level and gotten the rewards, in season day 1 through 56. In the past, it's given the exact same amount of RSS, whether you kill a 52 or a 32 or a level 2. So just pick the level when you're trying to use up stamina that matches that limits your troop death. Or if you're trying to kill troops, pick a higher level one to kill troops. Just make sure you kill the Doom Elite so the people that join you don't die as well. So don't go out and attack. Like if a 56 will kill you, but a 55 will kill 80% of your troop, don't go after the 56. Go after a 55 because it is still a rally. You want to make sure you kill everything so that the others joining your rally don't die. If you're trying to wipe out troops. But again, once you get that first kill, then in the past with the seasons, it seems like you get the same RSS benefit. I just want to repeat again, you should always be sending out squad just one at a time when you're trying to use stamina, unless you're just at the very end of arms race and you have to do it differently when it comes to Doom Elites, because you always want Monarch in that squad because she will give you a lot of extra RSS compared to just using your stamina with all your squads at once. Season Battle Pass. Even if you don't buy the Season Battle Pass, you should still go to the Season Battle Pass and go to the missions and see which ones you can complete. That's because in the Season Battle Pass, there is a free tier, and you will be able to complete a lot of the activities, and a lot of the rewards, even in the free tier, provide hero return tickets, seasonal resources, and profession XP. So there's a lot of them, a lot of activities in there, like kill 30 world zombies, kill 60 world zombies, kill 100 world zombies. You'll want to go out and do those as quickly as you can, because whether you're buying the battle pass or not, you'll be able to get as far down that tree as possible, as quickly as possible, which will give you as many rewards as early as possible, which you can then invest in profession levels, and quartz workshops and optoelectric lab to get them raised higher. So regardless of your spending level, go in there and look at the missions, see which ones you can complete, and complete as many of them as you possibly can. And that is the overview. And I think I came in at about 10 minutes quicker than the recording. So I will now stop and let people ask questions. How can there be no questions? The tactics cards. So yeah, the tactics cards are going to be, you'll earn. Let me go back. I think I had a screenshot with a picture in here somewhere. So here's the Magatama shop. As you can see, the second and the third rows are UR and SR tactics cards. So obviously you can buy them in the Magatama shop. There'll be rewards in the battle pass, I believe. There'll be packs I think you can buy if you want from that. There are season goals. In the season goals, some of those will reward tactics cards. You may also get some tactics cards as first kills. There may or may not be radar missions that give them. So there'll be a number of different activities throughout the season activity. They're going to return tactics cards. Well, no, you'll want to use them from day one. As soon as you get them, you'll want to equip them because there's no penalty. Uh, you it Don't recycle them. Yeah, don't tear them down into fragments until you get a better feel. Yeah. Okay, tacos. I'm gonna mute you for. Okay. Had to mute tacos. If he needs to talk, he can type in here. Okay, yes. Yeah, don't recycle them. That's the important thing. Use them from as soon as you get them, use whatever your best combination is for the activity you're working on. And again, some of them will be PvP focused, some of them, like there's some cards that their primary ability is you earn bonus Maganama items when you kill Doom Elites. So if you're going out to you spend a lot of stamina killing Doom Elites, you want to make sure you have that card equipped so that you get more currency to buy things in the Magatama shop. But swapping them out's absolutely free. Um, Other questions? And tacos, if you're back, let me know and I'll unserver mute you. All right. Well, then I think that covers it. No reason to keep anyone longer than necessary. So thank you everybody for joining and have a great rest of your day. All right. No problem.